Hello, 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 beautiful beings. Welcome to another day. And so I know it's been a few weeks, but I want to go ahead and continue on today with the Sacred Symbols of Mu, Part 7. And today's symbol is probably one of the most important ones that I've read about to date. And it is the symbol of life force. And this symbol of life force carries a very significant meaning for me personally. And as we go through this, you'll understand why. And so, first, before I get into that, I just want you guys to go back and revisit parts 1, 2, and 3 because they will cover the basic symbols that make up the life force energy. In addition to that, I have been watching Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix with Graham, I can't think of his last name, but in episode 2, he uncovers large geometric shapes of the square and a circle in the Amazonias, so in the Amazons. So they have discovered this. And so if you go back to some of the interviews that I've done on Mu, you will see that where they uncovered these giant-size geometric shapes were in the same path that the Mu traveled over 35,000 years ago. So watch those videos, so that way you guys are up to speed on what's really going on behind these symbols. So, the symbol of life force. So it is in James Churchward's book, Cosmic Forces of Mu, Part 1. And so just want to show you that this is a symbol of life force. I'm going to break it down for you really quick. And so you have the inner circle there, the circle with the dot. That there refers to the Creator, which is a variation of that, which is talked about in the Sacred Symbols of Mu, the first one I read. And so it's just a variation of that here. So the Noctos created variations of Creator energy. And so with that, you get to understand more of the breakdown of what the life force energy is. So here in the center, with this dot and circle, you have Creator energy. The outside, you have the 4 points, which represents two things at this capacity. It represents the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. Also represents the primary forces. And the primary forces are always seen in groups of 4. And it's very important to understand that. So when you see a grouping of a shape, primarily the square, it is the symbol of the primary forces. And so then on the outer circle, you also have Creator energy. And so why is Creator energy both inside and out? Meaning that this energy is coming from and going to. So it's going back to also replenish that Creator energy, that life force energy. So you have Creator energy in the center, where the primary forces derive from, bringing order to the universe, bringing order to self, and then it's going back to Creator energy to replenish that energy from self. So we are in essence, you can say it's a torus field. So if you know anything about the torus field, it's energy that comes from us, comes from our heart center, comes from the Earth's magnetic field, the Earth's core. And so it's just this energy that's cycling through itself. So it comes out of the core, goes out, gathers energy, fuels energy, goes where it needs to go, and then comes back to replenish. So it's this never-ending loop and cycle. So this is why, in my opinion, it is one of the most important symbols of Mu. And this particular symbol of the life force energy is called Kahun. And then it's also referred to as Z's, Z-I-I, or Zai. And so that's why it's one of the most important symbols in their collection. And what's very fascinating about the work that I do, is that when I first started doing this work as a Sirian Lemoyne Light Energy practitioner, and then, became a teacher of this, I allowed myself to open up to receive information about different symbols and how they're used and what's the purpose of them. And so about a couple of years ago, I actually drew variations of the life force symbol that I use in my work with my clients. And so usually I don't show this to anyone because they're personal and I use them in my work with my clients, but I'm putting it out there into the universe that this is what has to be used and what it's utilized for. And so in working with this, we can focus on that energy. So I want you guys to exercise with me to not now, but later do a meditation with that symbol. And I've been meditating with it, and I tell you, there's a huge difference because the intent of the symbols was not to make one higher than the other or make one less than the other. It is to connect with source energy, to connect with creator energy. And it is how the Noctals created and received this information and gave it to the people. And it is in the essence of the people began to utilize this energy of the sacred geometry, of these simple symbols, to assist them in their daily lives. If they needed an extra boost, or if they wanted to take time to connect to creative consciousness, or whatever it is that they needed, it was there for them because of the teachings, the writings, and of these important symbols. So this concludes. I know there was a lot to pack in such a few moments, but this concludes this episode of Sacred Symbols of Mu Part 7. If you have any questions or want to know more, put comments in the below, or just go out and purchase all of James Church Ward's books and watch some of the interviews that I've done about Mu, because this is really fascinating information about a civilization that's approximately 70,000 years old and older than most known civilizations. And when you connect to this particular life force energy, this particular symbol, it really begins to alter energy perception and your life, essentially, and where you derive energy from on a daily basis. So when you meditate with that, and I look forward to connecting with you guys very, very soon. Until next time, everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful day.